a lot of people are going into these fights seriously underleveled. I tried to hit Prongo yesterday, and I was only level 5, going into a level 7 Prongo, and I did 428k damage. If you look at Evandariel and Divine Faker, they used the exact same teams that I used, but they were level 6. And they did about 1.2 to 1.4 damage, or 1.2 to 1.4 million damage each per hit. That's what, like 5 times the damage, 4 times the damage that I put out? Math's hard and it's early, but still, that's the difference one level can make. Goshen down here was level 2, and he barely scratched the surface. If you are not at least 1 level lower than the boss or better, you should wander around and find some smaller mobs to fight and level up. If you are going to go and fight... Hey, whoever sent me those provisions, thank you much. If you are fighting a level 7 boss, you should be level 6 or 7. If you're fighting a level 5 Warden, you should be level 4 or 5. If you've rushed a level and you're woefully under-leveled, go around and find some fights. There's a map that will be linked in the description of the video. Click on it and use it to find some other mobs that you can beat. Now, the mobs don't really follow this model. I ran down here and fought this level 7 mob. I had to use 3 units. I had to make sure I took a Weaver as well as a dual attacker, but I was able to kill it pretty easily, and that got me from level 5 to level 6. I've walked back up here to hit Prongo, and we'll demonstrate the difference in the damage now. Hopefully we don't just get 15%ed left and right. So 428k is what I did at level 5. Let's see what we can do at level 6. So I'm going to run the same team as before. Inos, Kitty Clarissa, Mediator Kawaric, and a DPS. I'm using Lone Crescent Bellona because every attack Prongo does is an AoE attack, and it really does make her spammer attacks back. You could run Commander cLorina as a decent DPS unit, but she makes it really easy to get past that phase where you've got to hit multiple times. This is just a standard Lone Crescent Bellona. I didn't re-gear for this. I guess you could put a rage set on her if you wanted to go nuts, but I'm not re-gearing my units for this kind of a fight. Mediator Kawaric, again, just a standard RTA build on War Horn. Inos, I put on Touch of Rekos. You can also run her on Celestine. Celestine's going to make her heal more on her turn. Touch of Rekos does give her the ability to heal when it's not her turn, so it kind of spreads her healing out a little bit more, makes her feel a little bit more useful. And Kitty Clarissa, if you have this artifact, it's a really neat one to run. It's a free artifact from the Lucy event, if I'm not mistaken, and after she uses a basic skill, it gives a barrier. And Kitty Clarissa is going to be using her basic skill every single round. So this gives artificial health to the lowest health unit in the team, and her EE heals the highest attack unit on the team, so it actually makes her somewhat of a minor healer. So that's kind of a nice synergy for her in this fight. Props to Evandariel for figuring that one out. Okay, so it's got my 428,033k damage up on the screen, so we'll deduct that from the total. At the start of the fight, you want to activate Kitty Clarissa so you can start getting dual attacks off. Now, this crystal, if you kill this crystal, well, you can't kill it, but if you drop it to 0 health, it'll heal itself, but it'll also heal your team. So if you notice your health's getting a little bit low, sometimes you might smack the crystal to heal your team up. Let's go ahead and start getting some damage on Prongo. I want to save this for a little bit later, right? I definitely want to have the speed buff later. What's important to me right now is getting a defense break up. Her S1 is a 75% chance to defense break, but it's only 1 turn. So I think it's really worth soul burning to make it a 2-turn defense break so that you can have defense break up on Prongo for the majority of the fight. Prongo has 85% effect resistance, This is another reason why you really want to be level 6 or 7 when you fight this guy, so you have a decent chance to not have to not get resisted. Son of a bitch. Okay, well, there went my good score. I'm still going to S3 so that I can get vigor up on Bellona. Look at this damage. That would have hit for about 80k. Prongo does his thing. Let's see, do we... Okay, so when he attacks, if he has a buff, he'll stun the whole enemies. So I'm going to go ahead and use his S2 and get rid of this buff so that he can't stun everybody. Instead, he'll just maybe stun 2. A little unfortunate that the barriers aren't going to go on the whole team, but it is what it is.
Let me guide you onto the right path.
Okay, at least we didn't get 15% of there. More attacks into what should be a defense break. Surely this time we get the defense break, everybody. There we go, 2-turn defense break. This should hit a lot harder, 44k damage, hit harder than my S3. The constant clapbacks from the AoE hits, you notice the crystal is already losing its health. This next fight is where he transfers all buffs back to the team. So this is a good time to get your immunity up, or you're going to wear this defense break. So we'll put the immunity up on the whole team so that he can't transfer the defense break back to us.
I'm sensing corrupt energy.
Smack and push.
Is that all you had to show me?
Damn.
Clarissa wants to play.
Kitty can hit.
Just this once. Cheap tricks won't work on you. What should I do next?
Okay, so we're coming up onto the point where he seals everybody. Once again, I'm going to burn, and we'll get the defense break back on him. Good. No 15% this time.
I'll do anything for her.
I think I'm just going to S1 here. Push up.
I'll wrap things
Okay,
up momentarily.
if he does this attack, my kitty's probably going to die. So it's a good time to hit this crystal. The crystal doesn't have a lot of health. As much as I would like to drop that S3 into that defense break, I want my team to live. So we S1 here, killed the crystal, and it healed my team. Kitty's gonna transform here, or activate her S3. I guess it's not really transforming. Her S1 will heal the highest attack unit, but the artifact will put a barrier. I can't remember if the barrier can apply to her or not, so I'm really hoping I get the barrier here. Nope, barrier doesn't apply to yourself, but everybody lived. Now there's 1 attack, 2 attack. He's got this, he got this skill from this last attack. Where is it here? Here we go, Vitality. When he gets Vitality, he greatly decreases the speed, which sounds great, but if he has Vitality when he eventually takes a turn, he will do 30k fixed damage to your entire team. He basically wipes your team. So you have to kill him, or you have to kill the barrier, Vitality. You have to hit him 8 times to get rid of Vitality. Kitty Clarissa hit him once, and it attacked again with Bellona, so we're already up to 2. We got to get it up to 8. I'm going to use the S2 just to put barriers up to help us survive a little bit.
What's the play here?
I'm going to S3 now, because the speed buff will really help me cycle and make sure I get enough attacks in, and the AoE attack on everybody is welcome as well. So we S3 here.
You won't get what you want.
Now we've got speed buff, now we're really zooming. I'm gonna just drop the S3 for some big damage. Remember that S3 did like 40k damage? Look at that, 94k. That's how big of a difference attack buff and defense break make in this. Kitty will hit for 5, and there's 6. We just need 1 more hit, and the barrier's gone. Or barrier, boom. Buff's gone. Now when he attacks, he'll still give himself gab. He'll still do damage, but he's not going to do that 30k fixed. So we'll be able to progress to the next stage. I'm going to burn so that we can keep the defense break up full time. He doesn't transfer or cleanse, right? Dispels all buffs. Man, we'll lose all my nice buffs. But he doesn't self-cleanse, so I am going to burn and get the defense buff, or defense break, back to 2 turns. More damage. Bye-bye buffs.
You nearly delay the inevitable. The audacity of these scoundrels.
We need to get rid of that Gab quickly, or his next attack's probably going to ruin us. This is the thing where he transfers all debuffs, right? So hopefully Mediator's skill is ready. So I got Mediator to put immunity back up, and I got Kitty to strip the Gab if she gets a turn. I'm really worried that she's not going to get a turn in time. I hate not hitting Prongo here, but I'm going to go ahead and hit the crystal to give Kitty some health, so hopefully he doesn't die. Yep, Kitty's S2 is a strip. We'll get the defense break back to 2 turns. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. He's going to transfer them. Even if they don't stick, he's going to self-cleanse by transferring. I wasted the soul burn. Man. So we'll get immunity up. Come on, Kitty, cut. Oh, thank goodness. So Kitty transforms.
Is it time for me now? Destroying everything?
This is the skill right here. 80% chance to decrease buff duration by 2. That'll get rid of it. When I'm granted loveliness, it's 100% chance. So let's hope I don't get 15%ed. Okay, thank goodness.
I'm well aware of what you're planning. Is that all you had to show me?
Now he's back to just stunning, but we're okay with immunity, so let's just drop some damage in. Nothing to strip, we'll CR push.
Am I in?
Might as well do a burn one more time to keep the defense break at 2 turns.
This is the start. Meow. Here. So unprepared.
Poor Kitty.
Won't work on you. I'll wrap things up momentarily. Utter disgrace. You belong in the
Commander Lorena would work. Air Spike if you don't have Bellona. I just like Bellona because the clapbacks help drop the crystal down, and that gives me an easy source of healing. There's no reason to S2 because this is the round where he just will always defeat the target. So this is the round where he just wipes you and there's nothing you can do about it. So I'm going to use the S1 for a chance for dual attack and a push. No dual attack. I'm going to use the S3 for the speed buff. Hopefully that will let me take another turn. He does not guarantee a crit, so I would not go ML Ken.
My tea is getting
And one last big soul burn smack for 2 million damage, so that is 2017052. So I did 485 or 458k at level 5. I did 1.59 million, almost 1.6 million at level 6. It's that much more. If I had hit this guy 2 more times, I would have done another 800k damage, but instead I walked over, did a couple of light fights, got my ass to level 7, came back and did 1.6 million damage, and was a contributing member of the team, right? So that is my recommendation. And the nice thing is, if you haven't already used it, you can wander over here, click on this statue, bring those units back to life, come back and hit it a second time. Okay, so here's the sauce, right? I was asked, what do you do if you don't have Bellona? And if you don't... First of all, if you don't have Mediator Coeric, you shouldn't be doing a Dark team. He's just too important. If you pick Dark Element and you don't have the most important Dark Element unit in the game, you probably made some bad choices and you should maybe reconsider that. Now, if you don't have Bellona, you can run Commander Lorena. You're going to do a lot less damage because you're not going to have her clapbacks. If you build up enough souls, you can soul burn her, and that should get you past the phase where you need to hit that thing 8 times. She does hit harder than Bellona, especially if you are on a rage set, which I am, and you put her on a damage boosting artifact like the Our Beautiful Seasons. Yeah, her cycling is more, and she can soul burn, and she hits harder. You want to do it? I mean, it would be better for the guild if we did this, but he doesn't have a lot of health left. Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of health left, so, you know, anybody else that logs in, Evandariel, Divine, anybody else logs in, and this guy's dead. So let's go ahead and try it. Let's give her an actual artifact. If he was still near full health, I would probably stick with the, stick with Bellona, but for science, we're just gonna try it. So really nice DPS artifact for this is, this free one that hopefully everybody got. Our Beautiful Seasons increases damage by 20% against elite or boss monsters. Well, this is an elite or boss monster, so we're gonna run it. What also works, guys, is Portrait or Tonfa. Increases damage by 20% if the target's health is more than 50%. Well, guess what? The first iteration, his health is always more than 50%. You can't use this on the second half of the fight, but you could use it here. So if you don't have Our Beautiful Seasons, just slap Portrait or Tonfa on her, and you should be good. Man, I hope this works. Let's give it a try.
Clarissa wants to play.
Okay, we'll do the same thing as before.
Do your best. Meow. Will you play with
Now here's the cycling that you guys were talking about. Whenever cLorina hits, especially if a dual attack, she should self-CR push, so I'll get more attacks in.
Meow, meow. I'm ready.
Nice.
I will continue my training. Huh. What's the play here?
Okay. Please don't 15% me this time.
Get in and get out.
Good.
Let's fight
Hey, and a
together.
dual attack for free. We take it.
I'll do anything for her.
Okay, we need to get rid of the attack. Attack down.
Cannot change what is already decided.
My spear will protect everyone.
I'm just gonna S... Oh, we didn't get rid of the attack down. That's brutal. I'm gonna S3 mostly for the souls and for some decent damage.
Everything.
Yo, look at that 125k damage. That's crazy.
Meow.
I don't want everybody to get stunned. And I don't want to get hit with an attack buff. So I gotta strip. I gotta S2, and that sucks because I'm gonna waste a CR push, I'm gonna waste a hit for damage. Man, Queric, of all the times for you to get 15%ed. Okay, let's do it. Man, that felt like a waste. We burn to maintain the defense break at 2.
If you're scared, run. It is my job.
And we'll go ahead and S3.
I never fight.
I know I could have S3'd. I know the stun wasn't that big of a deal, but getting hit with the attack buff was a big deal. CR push.
I'm ready.
Hey, you know what? That was the dual attack that we should have got with Kitty, so that puts us back on track. So I'm actually okay now.
Destroying everything. This too Let's fight together.
Arena cycling's insane here. I'm not quite ready for the S3 yet. I'm gonna burn and get the defense break back up. Nice.
The Order of the Shield does not back down.
Bam.
I'm sensing corrupt energy.
I'm going to S2 for attack down and barrier. Because the next, this is where he gives himself vitality. So I've got S2 for the barriers. Yeah, I think that's what we're doing.
Allow me to purify.
Make him hit a little less
I'll do
hard.
what I want. Meow.
Is hand guy's S3 ready again? Please let it be ready again. It is not. Does anybody care about seal? cLorina cares about seal. What I'm debating on here is if I stall my kitty. If I save my kitty's S3, yeah, so that she can cleanse the seal. I think we have to, right? I think we save it. Okay, here we go. Nice CR push. Ooh, that was a beautiful hit. He didn't get the seal on anybody, guys. I luck sacked on the seal. So this is a little bit of a waste of a turn, but we're at 2. We need to get up to 8.
I'll do what I want. Yeah.
So there's 3, 4.
I will continue my training.
Some big damage.
In the point of my spear.
5.
Am I in?
Speed buff for 6.
I've got them all figured out.
I'll do anything for her.
I'm gonna S1 just to make sure. There's 7.
Will you play with me now?
There's kitty through, and there's 8. That worked beautifully.
Commander.
One more hit into that defense break. Okay, so where are we at? This is where he transfers. But hand guy's S3 is ready, so I don't have to worry about the transfers. We'll get the defense break back up and established.
My spear will protect everyone.
Smack. Nice, nice, nice.
Never fight a losing battle.
Shit. Okay, we have decisions to make. We S2 with hand guy to get rid of the gab. But then we're all gonna be wearing a defense break. We've got a S3 here to get immunity up so he can't transfer defense break, and then we've got a kitty S2. Can we kitty S2? Yeah, and then we kitty S2 to get rid of the gab.
With my authority as mediator, I will right what is wrong.
Clarissa wants to play. Meow.
Okay, hear me out. The smart play is to S2 here to get rid of the gab so we can push deeper in the phase, but the reality is one more hit and he's dead, so we just hit him and the fight's over. But normally you would S2 there, get rid of the gab, and then you could progress through the rest of the fight, and 1.5 is where we ended, and we're at 3.7. This was substantially more damage than the Bellona team. This was already 2.2 million, and we had a lot more fight rounds left. So, yeah, I'm revising my prior opinion. cLorina is even better than Bellona in this. If I use cLorina on the first team, probably would have been an easy 2 million point run. Oh, it definitely would have been an easy 2 million point run because we were at 1.6 when we went in, and now we're at 3.7. We were 2.1 million with 3 rounds left in the fight. Holy smokes. cLorina's god tier for this fight, guys. So that's your team.